Bum 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 ba bum 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 bum. Hi guys, come on over. I told you I'd do this. I'd go over to where she could get in. I ain't got no qualms with it. I know what's wrong with it. There ain't no gas in it. Just give me a minute. I gotta fix my settings in the back. Because I'm back now on the track now. Give me a minute. I want to make sure that everything is all good. Perfect. Perfecto, mon ami. Hi. Holy God. Hi. 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 Yes. PG, please come over. Let me put the invite up. Copy that. Bop. Hi. 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 Yes. Welcome back. Sorry, I'm only doing it on this side. My other channel I can't do it because I'm not upgraded. But hi. 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 Yes. We're over here because it's easier for PG. So hopefully PG can hop in, which would be awesome. Like I said, I got no problem with her. I just would like her to come on over and join our conversation. It'd be awesome, man. Like straight up, thumbs up. But definitely, I'm sorry I was nasty. Oh no, no worries, no worries. Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome to the Moist Panda Crew. Thank you so much. But yeah, definitely PG's more than welcome to come on over and chit chat with us. But Andrew, did you notice in one photo? Wait, in one photo, the red thing wasn't. Yes, I noticed that. But yes, definitely PG, come on over, honey. Um, Definitely. Yes, please take your meds if you haven't already. I know it's 116. Sorry, I'm still sick as a dog, but it's whatever. But I'd be more than happy to allow PG up here to tell her thank you for sticking up for my son, myself, and be awesome. Yes, this isn't a summer thing. This is just me having a normal stream, chilling out, hanging out with y'all. Nothing bad actually. I can honestly say nothing bad at all. But hang on, I'll be right back. Like I'm using the fucking thing. Sorry, guys. My kid's having a piss fit. Oh, thank you, Melissa Hart. Sorry, guys. I am currently dealing with children meltdown. But yes, I have no issues with PG. I just want to tell her thank you for what she did last night and to help her with a few questions that she couldn't answer. So I do apologize. Who called? Oh, whoa, Melissa, thank you, honey. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you. Welcome to all those who got it. Let me slide this out of the way. I got to load it up on my screen. Let's see. Wow. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you all. And welcome to everyone who got one. Welcome to Russian Roulette. But yeah, like I said, I got no issues with PG. I just want to tell her thank you and help her with a few things she didn't know on her thing. I hope she don't strike me because I want to go over the beginning of her live where she was having some issues. So let me bounce over there real quick. And switch over to this one. I gotta switch over. I'm on a different browser. I'm not on my usual. I'm on, what is this? I'm on Internet Explorer instead of Opera because I use Opera GX all the time. No, I don't want Crazy Farm Lady. I'm tired of Crazy Farm Lady. I want that one. What's going on? Welcome. Yeah, I just want to go over some things that she might have had issues with last night on her thing. All right, let's not play this. Let's let it be. Okay, we're gonna be good. Let's let it be. I got to remember how to use this. I hope she is. I want to. Like, okay, hang on, y'all. Like, this shit's gonna piss me off. I want the tab. Tab. Hello. Oi, this is why I don't use this one, guys. What do you mean it's blocked? It should not be blocked. Share screen. Tab. Oi. So it's not going to let me share this tab. For some godly reason. Your browser has a black screen. Check screen icon. Address. ... Okay, so why is it? Okay. So I checked it. It should be fine. Why is it not working? Ugh. Yeah, it's not showing up. Uh-oh. My brother's calling. Hello. Okay. No. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right? Nice. Yeah, I'll have to look. All right. Really? Oh, yeah. Oh, I agree. But no, yeah, but no, I'm doing a live, so yeah, all right, that's fine. I just got somebody coming up on panel here in a minute, hopefully. Oof, yeah, nothing wrong with Thanksgiving. I agree, bro. You said it was on the. You said it was on our movie website. All right, so all right. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good.
So I went over the beginning of your live last night from last night,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to say thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, but we can't let Summer's Army get shut down out here.
No, my brother's on the phone talking to me too. But no, I see
Tell him,
that.
tell him PG said, "What's up?"
PG says hi. Prayer Gardens. We were over on hers a while, way back in the beginning. It's fine. But all right, let me call you back in a little bit. All right, Ev? Oh yeah, I did. All right. All right. All right. Later, brother. Well, no, I see that you were bombarded with 1,001 questions from your chat last night, and you did your greatest, I gotta say, and I appreciate that.
Most welcome.
I mean, listen, I mean, for a lot, I have to absolutely agree with you that Don and Candace are definitely shaking.
Absolutely. And I think that it's my belief that they are definitely doing all they can to to shut you down due to fear that Hunter's becoming of age. He's starting to come out. He's talking with you, and they're shaking in their boots. So that tells me there must be some information they feel that he holds that can shed a really bad light on them.
I agree. Oh, wrong one. And at the end of the day, I mean, he's not going to be on anybody else's panel or anything because he calls me direct to my phone.
Of
So,
course not. Of course not. I would not. I would
oh no, I'm
suggest
just saying for
that
those who are going to assume that he's going to run around the YouTube streets like that, my boy barely is on YouTube ever.
I would like to know if him or Allie know have any information on was that truck cap on Grandis's vehicle the day they were out running around. Because Allie seen the vehicle as well when it pulled up in front of the house. I'd just like to know if that truck cap was on or if it was off.
I agree because when I first met them, the truck cap was on.
Right. And I don't see Grandis really, well, I don't see two women being strong enough to take that thing off and on all the time. I mean,
Yeah,
and her with with her knee being messed up. Um, I don't understand how they would be able to, master that without
yeah,
extra help.
I agree. I agree because, like I said, I mean, when I made my trip down there, the cap of the truck was on.
And also, I took note that, I mean, if indeed the truck cap was off
Mm.
that day, um, how did it get back on within one day? I mean, because when law enforcement,
Mm.
was taking the pictures flying overhead and so forth and so on, and this is where these pictures are coming from.
Mm.
Um, how did that truck cap get back on so quickly?
I mean, given that if it was off the day that she went missing,
Right. And
and
back on the next day.
and they were all running around all night long trying to find her.
Right.
Where would there have been time to put it back on?
That's exactly.
Unless it was never taken off and it was a different truck.
That's bingo. Exactly.
Virginia girls thought
Or
100% about it in CM's video.
or possibly, or because Grandis got rid of that truck pretty quickly after leaving that heel, smoking off of there, right? So my question is if the truck cap indeed was off when that video was taken, could it have been due to a cleanup job or something?
Possibly. But I mean, she was so quick to get rid of the truck, but why?
Exactly. And the Subaru. Or not the Subaru, but the Suburban.
But it could also be that it could have been a coincidence and it was already up for sale and somebody just bought it.
No, it definitely was not.
No?
It definitely was not up for sale at the time Summer came up missing, and neither was the Suburban. And the Suburban got gone after, and also, you know, Grandis's truck got gone really quick. And my question is, where did she get the money to go purchasing a new vehicle so quickly after? I mean, she couldn't purchase one for freaking years. Is to my understanding, she's been driving this truck basically even in the interviews from her own daughter being missing. That was the truck that was she was particularly driving at the time her daughter came up missing as well. So if you can't afford a new vehicle in all them years, and it didn't seem there was anything wrong with the vehicle because she was hauling backside all over the place in it, right?
Yeah.
So why would you want to a different vehicle so quickly? Why would you want to get in that kind of debt so quickly?
I agree. Unless there was money elsewhere that nobody knows about.
That's, I think there was possibly a windfall that came in, and
I gotta look at it. I look at it from outside of the box, and I look at it like, okay, they own that property, and
right.
The vehicles are not of having vehicles on the property without license plates or anything. As long as they're out of street view, it's not illegal to do. So if you're driving around these particular vehicles, and there's really nothing wrong with them, then why get rid of them and not just use them for around the house if they're still good?
Right.
I mean, all that property you have to maintain, so why not have it as a vehicle to help you maintain the property?
Well, like take the Suburban for instance. Take the Suburban for instance. Candace was so quick to get rid of it. Yeah, Don was in jail, but we know that Don can control things from a distance, right? He's very good at covering his ass being somewhere else when things are going down. So that tells me he is very good at controlling things from a distance. As for, the Suburban, she got rid of it during a time when vehicles were actually, really going up in price. And she lets this lady have it for practically nothing when she could have gotten quite a penny out of that Suburban, being that vehicles were really hard to find, hard to get during.
Do we have a timeline of when she got rid of said vehicles? I mean, were they already up here floating on the YouTube streets by then?
Grandis got rid of her vehicle pretty much right after she left the hill the first time. When she came back, she had herself in a new vehicle. Okay. Candace, while Don was sitting in jail, ends up, pretty much giving away the Suburban onto her friend Kathy, which, if there was any evidence, is all destroyed now, right?
But she turned around and got herself a new vehicle, though.
No, Candace drives the Subaru now,
Okay.
which, Don was in the day that Summer came up missing, and Donald drives the white truck.
Okay. Do we know how Kathy and Can ever met? Do we know how they met?
And they met. Kathy was part of a reach out and touch you group, I guess, and they heard about Summer coming up missing, and she reached out and I guess touched Candace. All right.
Oh boy.
It sounds like that was a really freaky, weird relationship because
Well, how often did they actually go to church before Summer went missing?
They have been going to church, that particular church, for a while. They were going to the church down the road, the one that Mr. Goat, which is the husband of Don's mother who passed away, Mr. Goat's niece had went to. His sister and his niece attended that church, and his niece knew Summer very well from that particular church down the street. But then they switched over, and I think it's due to the fact that the church, how churches get involved in a church, and they start helping you with food and toys and things, and then people come to visit here and there, and I don't think they were quite the wanting people into their business. So I think that's why they started going to the other church, and which was farther away, and they didn't feel that they would have to put up with the church community coming up on getting into their business. They could keep their private life separate.
So with a church basically just being a church, and basically if you're part of a church, you're like family, and they don't hide anything from anybody.
No. Well, it depends on what type of church you go to.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, my religious community is very close. Yes, you visit each other's homes. You pray for one another. You mix in the community. Everybody knows everybody. And you absolutely have nothing to hide. They really don't have anything to hide either. I mean, everybody has their everyday issues, right? We all have our everyday issues, and everybody goes through something, but usually it's just normal everyday stuff that's going on in the community. Now, I have attended other churches where they're nice people and everything, but what I'm saying is, they don't really get to know you. You really don't get to know them, type thing. And I mean, you might get to know one or two people in the whole church, and the rest you got this group shunning that group, and that group shunning this group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody's really bonded or considered, they have like little families in different corners.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So, and I do believe that that's the type of church that, Don and Candace was indeed attending. I think that Robin, they really got to know Robin. And it, like, only a couple people in there, but for the most part, they were pretty much shunned into their own corner.
Okay. Well, no, I was just asking because, like I said, some churches it's like a real their own community, and they look and they have each other's back. They know everybody's darkest secrets, stuff like that.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
that's the way I was looking at it. Is maybe that this church, the church that they first attended, was like that, and they were sniffing too close to whatever secrets Don and Candace had, and they said, "Nah, we out."
Exactly. I think I truly agree with you. I think you're right. I think they were, I think that, it was right there in their community. I think everybody knew everybody. And I think that, they really didn't like that kind of hot breath on the back of their neck.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And just so you know, as much as a lot of people, a lot of your people say in chat that Hunter is too young. In all honesty, he's following my footsteps. His girlfriend is 16. She'll be 17 when she pops. So, just so you know, just to
Um,
help you clarify in your chat.
you know, um, where, where my original roots are,
Mhm.
at 15, 16, especially 16,
Mhm.
17, and 18. Girls usually are getting married at that age. They are usually marrying men that are, between the ages of, 18 and 25. They get married and, 50 years later, they're still together.
Yeah.
And it works out well. They start life off young. They start life off young, and
Yeah.
they make it. Um, they
They're
have
they're
good
old. They're
families.
old.
Yes, good families, good jobs. I
Yeah.
mean, um, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If
No.
if you really love someone, you're going to want to marry that someone. You're going to want to have a family with that someone, and you're going to want to get a job, work, and provide for that family as well.
Well, I
And
guess it's a good thing my boy put some money aside, huh?
so I don't see nothing wrong with young love. Absolutely
No.
not.
And I mean, listen. I mean, this day and age, 17, 18. I mean, 17 going into 18, and 16 going into 17. It's not really. It's more of a proper thing these days, because nowadays in 2023 you got 14, 15-year olds popping out kids.
And you know what? Not just popping them out, but the the young man goes in a different direction, and they're left there to raise a child. Now this young girl has what they call a ready-made family, and other men just don't want a ready-made family, and that puts a lot of stress on these young women. I
Yeah.
mean, so many young women, and these women feel, a lot of them, yes, they love their child, and they do everything for their child,
Hmm.
but you have some that feel like this child is a burden. They rechannel their aggression onto this child. I wish I wouldn't, because they really wanted the guy, not the child. And this child really goes through a lot of abuse
Oh, yeah.
because the mom didn't get the dad.
I'm
And,
sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off, honey. Sharon, say what now? There's kids. There's 12. There's 11 and 12-year-olds popping out kids now. What the?
and
What?
there's always been
That.
11 and 12-year-old
Ugh,
children having children.
I
I
am so
mean,
sorry. That's just disgusting.
that's not, that's not, um more so in some cultures than other
Hmm.
cultures, but yes, it happens in every culture, but some cultures more so than others.
Yeah.
That's
Now
true.
I heard. I don't know how much it's true, but I heard that Don and Candace wound up with a large amount of money after Summer went missing.
You know, after Summer went missing, I took note that um, at first, at
Hmm.
first, Don was going to this particular restaurant every day, ordering this, ordering up the same old. Um, and I did take note that as time progressed, he started stopping at not that particular place, but more like, wherever I feel today, which I'm sure is more expensive. So, I did take note that money was coming in from somewhere in that aspect very quickly. He also bought, $400 Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
also went and purchased 4 cell phones at one time when they had perfectly good cell phones.
why
Was
for?
handed back to him by law enforcement.
Yeah.
But they were, and what do you have to fear? What I'm saying is, okay, um, law enforcement, take my phone. If you think I've done something, take my phone. Here it is. I'll gladly give it to you because I know I'm innocent. And when you're done with it, the only thing I asked is when you're done with it, please return it, or else cough up the cash. If you ain't going to return it, cough up the cash to get me a new one because I can't be without a phone, right? I need a phone. That is not a want, it is a need.
Hmm.
Everyone needs a phone. Um,
But
in
you got a
case of,
perfectly good one. Why buy new ones?
but if they hand me back the phone the same day or the next day when they're done with it, I'm not going out and buying another phone. I'm going to use the phone I have because I am perfectly innocent. I don't give a damn what they hear me say or who I say it to. I don't care what they hear other people say to me.
Hmm.
Here's my thing. Maybe, and this is the reason I would keep the phone.
Okay.
Maybe someone that is talking to me might say something that went over my head that I didn't catch on to, but law enforcement did. And maybe, through their words, law enforcement can crack the case and find out really who did do something. What I'm saying is, Don and Candace, had a lot of people calling them on those phones. And if they were not, any way, form, or how guilty, they wouldn't have cared for law enforcement hearing whatever was said because, say they were innocent, which in my opinion they're not, but say they would have been.
Yeah.
Here's my take on this. Andy calls Donald, Fred calls Donald. A lot
Hmm.
of these people that Donald threw under a bus and said, "Oh, I suspect these people might have did something to my child." Well, these people are people who had his number, who's calling him on the phone. And would you not want law enforcement listening in case one of these guys said something that led law enforcement their direction?
Yeah. I mean, but I'm looking at it like this. I mean, they wound up with a sufficient amount of money. Okay. After Summer went missing, they instead of using it to where I would, or I'm pretty sure you would, which is to hire people to help you find your kid, you're just gonna go buy new shit.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you what I'm saying is you're going to go buy 4 cell phones when you need to get a reward fund up for your child to help it be found. You're going to go buy Ray-Ban glasses instead of putting that towards a reward fund to help your child be found. And you're going to spend this money on finer restaurants where you can eat instead of hiring up a lawyer because law enforcement isn't always going to tell the parent what's going on in the case. So therefore it's very important for the parents to get a lawyer to keep in contact with law enforcement and the communication line open
Mhm.
and giving you the feedback because the lawyer can get information for the parents that the parents cannot get because there's a lot of information that law enforcement is supposed to be disclosing to the parents. But, if somebody ain't there to, with that much brains to get that information, then it won't be disclosed to you. So therefore, you definitely want to lawyer up in order to get, to stay in the loop of everything that's going on, um, you know, with what law enforcement's doing, to find your child. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So,
And
I know, I know I would. It wouldn't be lawyer up, because I feel that law enforcement is going to try to, try to railroad me or this or that. Because if you're truly innocent, they can't do that anyway.
right.
The truth is the truth. But, you do not want them withholding anything from you, and that is your business. Your child is all your business, and you have a right, to all information that
Yes.
is coming in and out of there upon your child.
Well,
So
I could see people in my chat. Sorry for cutting you off, honey. I could see that people in my chat are saying he was asking for drywall donations. Now, I believe at the time after someone went missing, I mean, they had CPS involved or DCS or whatever they call it down that way. Child Protective Services involved, and would a missing child hinder a CPS investigation for a while? That's just a random question. I don't know if that's what they do. I'm not sure, so I'd like to know. I mean, if your child goes missing and you have a CPS case on you, does the CPS does that hinder that investigation? Would you have
um well, according
Mhm,
to the Wells, um they're supposedly, according to Donald,
mhm,
the CPS case was closed on the 14th. And, so there, at the time Summer came up missing, there was no open investigation, if it had been closed. But uh, the information, the feedback that I have personally got, and it's very good feedback. I mean, do I trust the person that gave me the feedback? Absolutely, I do. And from what I understood, no, the case was not closed. It was on its way to being closed, but no, it was not closed. They still had a few things they needed to get done before the case had got, before it was going to be closed and completely shut. But it was on its way. It was on
okay.
its way.
Now,
Um,
another question with CPS because I know you're from the south, the southern area. Well, that around that general vicinity where they do things differently from up here. Um, Not saying you're from the same state or anything, but uh, my thing is now the, they've been I've been seeing all over the YouTube streets about them having court battle after court battle with their kids, with the boys. Now, the in my knowledgement of court cases, the only way you have to fight to get your children is if they took your children because you have a child abuse or neglect charge, or not really. No, a child abuse, child neglect. Um, what is it? There's another one: educational neglect, and what was the other one? Something with the doctors. Uh,
they was in trouble for, yes, quite a few
so
different areas.
that he's trying, from my understanding, he's trying to spin it to where he gave CPS to boys, and the in my experience with them and in family court here in my state is that the only way your kids are getting taken is if you're found proven for any type of abuse or neglect. Period.
Well, there's different levels. When you're filling out the paperwork with, when
Mm,
a caseworker's filling out paperwork, there's different levels of abuse, different levels of neglect, different levels of, um, of things. And I mean, the wells were hitting gross. They were hitting gross. When you
Okay.
hit gross, that's about the highest level that, it goes to saying, pretty much these kids do need to be, removed and
Okay.
taken away. But I don't think that that came in till after. I don't think that really came in play till after. Because if it would have been in play before Summer came up missing, then you know, if it was coming into play before she came up missing, they wouldn't have been getting ready to shut down the case.
Yeah. Well,
Due,
no, no. I was just asking this all because
so
I
that came in play after.
okay.
After.
So
But
so
then, but Don did not give the children, oh, CPS. I'm so worried, and for my
mhm,
children, can you, put them somewhere for a while until things simmer down? No, that wasn't what happened. What
okay.
happened is 6 weeks into it, or well, not 6 weeks, about 4 weeks into it, a month into it. Um, Law enforcement was starting to really open their eyes to the fact that these parents were not being able to be cleared in their daughter's missing case. They were, their eyes were being opened to look. There's just no signs of an abduction up here. I mean, you got these parents already telling us that, where she isn't, so they must know where she is. These kids really, before something else happens, we need to get them out of there.
Okay.
And that was the main thing that took them out and off the hill, the three boys. And I
Well, I
don't
got
think they're ever getting them back.
well. Listen, I gotta say, I hope them boys are better off where they are
Amen.
because
And
I know sometimes the system will put kids in worse positions than what they were in. So I
oh,
just hope they're in a better one.
well, the thing is this is such a high profile case. You better believe that they're in a really good foster care because they know all eyes are on them from this case for sure. So yes, the Wells boys are going to get top of the line better treatment than the average child that nobody knows about out
Yeah,
here. And so that's for sure.
definitely. But no, I just figured I mean, like I said, you're more south than I am, so I figured I'd ask how things would work that way direction. So because I know a lot of states have a lot of common things and not so common things.
But I would really appreciate if you could ask Allie or you could ask Hunter about that truck cap. I think it's super important that we know whether that cap was upon the vehicle or not.
Well, I will
Because
ask.
if it was
Mhm.
indeed upon that vehicle when it pulled up at Allie's, and the if it was indeed on there on June 15th, 2021,
Mhm.
before 3 o'clock, from that morning till that evening before 3 o'clock, it was
Yeah.
on there. Then that means when that particular video was made, either that truck cap had been removed for some reason,
Mhm.
or they were in a totally different vehicle. So it's really important to Summer to get that information.
I
I'm
agree.
I'm sure law enforcement has it, due to the fact that they have video footage from Walgreens, and they have video footage from the stores and other areas. Now,
Yeah.
has it been brought to their attention that this cap is indeed missing off the back of whatever type of vehicle this child is in? I don't know. It might be a good thing to contact TBI and let them know that this is a find and one that they might want to look at and take in consideration if they have not already.
Mhm.
Um, you know but it is important because if indeed it got removed after 2 o'clock, 2:30, when Hunter got dropped off. So if it did get removed after he was dropped off, then that means that, that would perfectly give us an understanding, that of why they didn't call law enforcement until 6:30. And that would be because it's a possibility that some kind of cleanup needed to be done, and that this particular vehicle had to have time to dry.
I'm sorry. Chat's going to war over here. Everybody's got to play nice in chat. There's a lot that don't want a lot here, but please play nice in chat.
You're gonna have haters no matter where you go. I mean, you understand how it is out here, Andrew. You put up with the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody isn't going, even though we all say we're here for the same reason, everybody just can't seem to love and care about one another as one for these missing children. And, that's sad, but hey, it's okay. I mean, I guess some people just have to have someone they dislike. And that's, I perfectly understand.
Yeah. Holy fuck. Well, I mean, at the end, okay, at the end of it, is that there's a lot more questions than answers. And if the cap was on that truck, that means we could probably clarify a lot of things up.
Exactly. Do you think Hunter knows?
I
mean, I'm sure he does. Is that who you're texting now?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
got my brother talking, and I'm typing in chat too.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, I appreciate you having me up. And I appreciate you going to ask Hunter or Allie,
Yeah, I'll
that
ask
particular
Hunter when he
question.
calls me again. What's up? What's up? What's down? About the truck cab.
Right.
Definitely. I mean, I believe there's a lot of videos where it's off and on.
Right. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, it was, from what I've seen, it's always on. And that's why it
Yeah.
bothers me that particular day in that particular video, it seems to be missing. I actually thought that it was, that it was present, in that particular video. But after I got off my live last night and was able to do a little more research on it and, actually enhance it, indeed it wasn't. Indeed it was not. There's no cap on the back of that particular vehicle. And now, the one thing that's hard to understand is because the video, the video was so swift. It was a swift video. I mean, whoever was holding that phone was moving 90. They wasn't taking their time to video it. I mean, and that's suspicious as well, right? That's
I
very
agree.
suspicious as well. That, because I know if someone asks me something and it's just a Sunday drive on the way home, is their arms up? I'm like, I don't know. Let's see, and then I would take my time, videoing and so forth. I wouldn't be like swift there, nope, and turn back immediately, shut it down. You're going to be not in that big of a hurry to do what is being done. And so red flag right there. Very big red flag.
It did not.
Whoever was in that passenger seat was nervous as hell.
Yeah,
Nervous
I
as
agree.
hell. And something was going on. Definitely something was going on. Now, were they nervous about what's going to take place, in the immediate future there? I don't know. Or was they, wigged out that something already had went down? I don't know. But you know, it definitely was shady as hell.
I agree.
So
I
anyway,
think it is shady. At the end of the day, it is shady as hell. And I don't think that, you know, a lot of things make a lot of sense. Like one minute there's a video with the truck cab on, and then it's off. And then another minute it's like, oh, they were here, they were there. I mean, something's got to give somewhere. And then for Don and them to, um, for Don to come out and just start pointing fingers at everybody else but what happened on that hill, I don't think is proper in any way. I mean,
I think that you know that's another red flag with Don coming out so aggressive upon everyone. You know, you know if you hindsight is always better than foresight, right?
yep,
And when everybody's in it, you miss a lot. When you're in the game, you're missing a lot that's going on. You know,
yeah,
once you get on the sidelines, you could see things a lot clearer. You could understand. You know, you say why couldn't I see this? Well, you couldn't see it because you were in it.
mm-hmm.
And you know, but if you take note, on Don Wells was doing all he could, throwing everyone he could under the bus, including you, Jose, Allie,
uh-huh.
Hunter, even children. Absolutely anything he could to keep the focus off himself. You could tell that you go back now and you could tell how desperate, how nervous, how he was showing every telltale sign of having all to hide and nothing to gain, right?
Yep.
And that's it just is what it is. So and law enforcement, they pretty much have called it out. Foul play is 110 Ben Hill Road, nowhere else. So
I agree.
there's no reason anymore to look anywhere else because law enforcement isn't, and I don't think they need to, because the Wells actions in all of this have pretty much told us everything. And, but we still need a lot of answers. We still need anything we can get to help law enforcement bring this baby home and get justice for her. And that's a really big plus if we find out if that cap was on or if it was off, before 3 o'clock that day.
Yeah.
That's going to make a huge difference. So, and you pretty much hold the key to that because you got the inside scoop with the people that hold that information.
Yep.
And
for those asking me to text him to get a hold of him now, it's a Sunday. He does family things on Sunday. He's hanging with his girlfriend and her family, and they have a routine on Sundays. So I'm not going to disturb that.
absolutely,
It's good structure to have, especially given the fact is that he really didn't have a lot of it from his mama. When, yeah, just saying.
right. It's I take off the 7th, and nothing could drag me in
No,
on
I'm
the
taking
7th.
off all December, honey.
Oh, you're taking off all December? Oh,
Well,
God.
I'm gonna do a live stream around Christmas for everyone.
Right.
And then after that, I'm gonna not do another one until Christmas. I mean, New Year's Eve, to wish
Right.
everybody a happy New Year's, and then I'll come back up sometime around my birthday area. But I've been going at this nonstop for well over a year, day in and day out. So I'm just gonna take a little while, to, spend
And
time the holidays
right.
with the family.
It can wear you out. It can wear you out, Andrew.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely can wear you out. But you know, I feel that this little girl is 150% worth it. I feel that someone has to keep her name out here, keep her face in the spotlight. I feel that someone has to keep pressing and moving forward, and staying on law enforcement to get her found and brought home and justice served. And we got this far. There's no way I'm going to take any breaks at this point right here. I'm going to keep moving full steam ahead because I think that this case is really close to being completely solved, and someone being prosecuted. Them someones are upon 110 Ben Hill Road.
I
So,
agree.
you know, I'm
agree.
I ain't got time. I know the holidays are coming up. And I'm doing everything I can to spend as much time with my family and kids as well. So,
You
and
got to, especially
there
around the
is
holidays.
a lot to do, right? And and I got a wedding coming up next month as well.
Well,
So,
congrats.
um, it's so it is quite a bit overall, you
Well,
know, quite a
listen,
bit overall.
listen. The way I look at it is, we've gone through this. We've gone. We've been nonstop going through this the whole time.
Right.
And I mean, you've been doing everything you can. Oh my God, my phone's being dumb. You've
Well,
done everything you can here on the YouTube. You keep it going. Um, and honestly, me, I'm just taking it because I have obviously developed health issues throughout the year or so. So I got no choice. But I
um,
mean, I like that you're staying for summer and you're calling out the bullshit.
um, I tell you, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, um, if you're dealing with medical issues, maybe you don't want to leave. Maybe you want to stay for the support. There's a lot of support out here, a lot of love, a lot of caring. And when you're going through something like that, you can really use it. You know what I'm saying? You could really use all of that. So, you know, you might want to think about it. Hanging out and letting the people pray for you and help pull you through all of this.
Mhm. Well, see, some people in my chat are not understanding. See, listen, I have defining health issues due to my past bullshit and that I've done in my life, and that just happens to be how it is. Okay, I mean, am I proud of my mistakes I made in my lifetime? No. Did I learn from them? Yes. And what the fuck? Oh, it's my brother. Um, which is cool. But no, but like I was saying, okay, I have underlying health issues. If you've been in my chat long enough, you'll know. I got a doctor's appointment on the 21st, so we'll see how far that goes. But Christmas time, I'm taking off because I've been nonstop since I started coming up here
Right.
and talking about the Summers case, protecting my son. PG and I have had our tiffs back and forth. And at the end of the day, we're both looking at it like this: ain't no kid need to be around them nasty people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. You know, and I think it's beautiful that all of us out here have been able to set our differences aside for the real victims, and Hunter was a victim in my book. The three Wells boys were victims in my book. Some are definitely victim in my book. All of these children were nothing but victims, to some sinister human beings that, are out here trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes, throw up smoke screens, gaslight everybody. And, everybody's seeing through it now. And I thank God for that too. I thank God that everybody's being able to, turn their direction exactly where it needs to be instead of letting these evil human beings steer the direction on a ton of innocent people who should not have ever had to endure what they've done to them.
I agree. I mean, any child that was up there is creepy as shit. I mean, not child. Any child, anybody around them creepy ass shit people should not bring their kids up there. Period. I mean,
Exactly.
Allison made a mistake of befriending the wrong people, but of course that's her life story. So
Well, I see, I don't blame her because I see how she could have gotten sucked into all of that.
yep.
What I'm saying is, look at the creators who have been sucked into it, right? Look at, I mean, okay, Cher, I could say, well, I'm not surprised Cher got sucked into it. I'm not surprised Benny Keys got sucked into it. These are people that, are pretty not right theirself, right?
Yep.
But when, it came to Day Day, I'm like, whoa, how in the hell did this get sucked into that? So there is, some people getting, no, maybe no fault to their own, getting sucked into Don and Candace Wells and Grandis. I can tell you this: they are master manipulators. These are people who, what I'm saying is, these are street people who have learned how to talk a really super good game to get power over other to get what they want, to get power over other human beings. And they do a mighty good job at doing that.
I agree. And I mean, I understand a lot of people want urgencies about shit, but my thing is listen, I'm not gonna pressure my kid into talking about anything. I ain't doing.
And one of the reasons why so many people can get sucked in by humans like the Wells, not good people, it's because you are a good person. You want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. You want to, you want people to be the way you want them to be, instead of, opening your eyes and facing the truth of what they truly are. I think we as humans, are really desperate to like people. We're really desperate to, to want people to like us. And that's where, you get caught up. You get caught up in the game with people who, like the Wells, who are, actually wolves in sheep's clothing, trying to slide their foot into your life and get everything they can out of you. They are they're users, and they're damn good at what they do.
I agree.
And I'm sorry, for all the people that they have, used up, they have, hurt, they have, and Cher's a prime example of how evil the Wells can get, right? She's a prime example of how ruthless and evil and dirty and low life the Wells are. Look what they have done to this woman. They tried to utterly and completely destroy her with, she sent Donnie these pictures, this and that. I'm sure that was totally and utterly innocent, if indeed they didn't steal them off of her Facebook. What I'm saying is, I know the Wells well enough that they would take pictures off of her Facebook and say she sent Donnie, whether she did or she didn't. They would say she did. And just in order to, destroy her character out here in the eyes of everyone, and try to take her down because she's not complying with them. If she would have kept complying with them and kissing their ass, none of this would have happened. None of this would have happened. What I'm saying is, beware of people like the Wells, because when they come into your life, they try to figure out everything they can about you in order to destroy you in the end. They will try to, steal whatever they can to use against you later. And they arm themselves up. What I'm saying is, they arm themselves up immediately with whatever they feel they can use later to destroy you. So, you were being set up at the very beginning of everything by these evil human beings. They're a sad case, but you know what? They're gaslighting, they're smoke screening, all their bullshit is over with. We know now who and what they are, and the only thing that matters is, us joining hands, belling our heads, and praying for this little girl that is truly missing and needs to be found. What really matters is that all of us come together as one for this child. It's time that, the hate stops and the love out here starts.
I
You know,
agree.
that's what I'm, you know, out
Yes,
here preaching for.
and yes, I gave back my brother his wrench, and I asked for certain people to be removed because I'm not going to say when I answer your thing and say I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to be browbeated into doing it. So with you repetitively asking the same question, at saying the same thing in chat, and after I already said no, I was not going to do it, it deserves to see you by.
What's going on in the chat?
Uh, one of these guys over here was saying that repetitively saying I needed to get a hold of H today and ask him about the truck cap, and I said no, I'm not doing it.
Well,
And then they
you know,
want to repetitively go on about it in my chat, and it's like I already said I wasn't going to do that. He has other things. He'll get a hold of me when he wants to.
um, absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely. I mean, Allie knows the answer to that as well, not
I
just
don't
say,
talk to her.
and I'm sure, I'm sure that, I mean, what I'm trying to say is Andrew wants the answer just as much as all of us, but
Yeah,
he's not willing to impose on his family's time that he knows is being well spent and in another direction. So, and I understand that to the fullest as well. Even the Bible tells us, to be patient. It's very important that we learn to be patient, slow to anger, and very patient in this world. And the answers will come. The answers will come. It's on God's time, not our time.
mm-hmm.
They will come when God wants us to have the answers. We will get those answers. Until then, you know, let us continue to move forward, with peace, kindness, and love and caring, and
I
let us
agree.
move forward most of all for the true victims in all of this, not suspects. We need to learn who to coddle and who not to coddle and out here in this particular true crime community. And
Exactly.
suspects are not to be coddled. They are to be questioned, and every answer you could possibly obtain, for the good of the victim, needs to be gotten. that's
I
that's what needs to be done out here. Absolutely. Listen, I appreciate you having me up, Andrew,
Not a
but I got
problem.
to run. I'm taking my kids out and about as well today. And yes,
Cool.
it's been, there's Christmas is everywhere. Christmas
Oh
is
yeah.
everywhere, you guys. Um, you know, open your windows, throw back your doors, you know,
Oh,
get
it's
your
too cold up here for all that.
get your happy dance on. Get your happy dance on, and get out there. Get out there and enjoy the beautifulness of the
I agree.
holidays, because I'm telling you, everything is lit up out there. Everything is, so beautiful, and and I just want to be a part of that. I want to be a
Nothing
part
wrong
of
with it.
that. I hope
Nothing wrong with it.
everyone is. I hope all of you are, and I hope everyone has a beautiful Thanksgiving, right? It's not ever too soon to start planning for the holidays.
I
So,
agree. I got 3 Christmas trees coming.
oh wow. All right. That sounds beautiful. Beautiful.
It's
I
only
already,
it's only because I want to be a weirdo and get a full pink tree.
oh, that is so cool. That is so cool.
Oh yeah.
I've already got up one of our trees.
Oh,
Um, I got up one of our trees. We always do a second tree as well. And that one, we have, all the family joins in together to put it up, to decorate it. and,
definitely.
and it's family time spent, which is beautiful. And, so yeah, definitely, it's all the little things that, it's going to make the difference in the future, because, it ain't about what you get or what you have. It's about who you have in this world.
Yeah, right.
Let us remember that. And, and the little memories, putting the little names in the hat and everybody getting to pick someone's name. It's not really what gift they buy for each person. It's the fact that, you remember putting those names in the hat. You remember drawing them. You remember the love and the kindness and the caring that you get to be a part of. And
Yep.
that's why you do it. That's why you do it. So, there's just little things that you can do, the hot chocolate, and the cookies and sit around the table
Oh, do you
and,
know if?
just hang out, just little things.
Oh yeah, but one last question before I boot you, so you can go spend time with the grandbabies.
Yeah.
Um,
They
uh,
ain't no grandbabies. They're my
well,
kids.
well,
That's the one thing, Andrew. I wish people, I mean, sometimes I want to pop the camera open and I want to show y'all, hey, I'm not this old bat. Matter of fact,
no,
Day Day is older than me. She's older than me.
well,
But,
listen, I'm 35 and I'm gonna be a granddaddy. So I mean,
well, you're younger than I am. You're younger
but
than me.
do
But,
you know when they did? Do you know when they did when Jenkins did the tree? Do you know if Summer was on there too?
when they did the tree at the mall, and if you took note, the picture that they had of Summer was the enhanced one that made her look like a teenager instead of
Okay.
when she went missing. See, people ain't going to be looking for an age progressive photo
No.
of someone. They're going to be looking, what I'm saying is, if 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 I was driving down the road and I had seen something and then I walk into a movie theater and I look around and I see this age progression photo of something that looks like a teenager, I'm going to go on into the movie theater. I'm going to watch the movie. I'm going to come back out and I'm going to leave and I'm not going to think no more about it. Because I thought that's a teenager, because I'm not really going to pay attention to all the details. But if I walked in and I saw a real picture of Summer and what she looked like at the time she went missing, I'm going to be like, oh, dang, that's the child I seen. I know I seen this child. I know. And then I'm going to, fight with my memory to remember. And then I'm going to be able to call into TBI and say, hey, I was at a movie theater. I remember seeing this
Yeah.
child, such and such. This is how you find children. This is
Uh-huh.
how you find them. But, I think to please and appease Dawn and Candace Wells, that's why the age progression was on there instead of the when she went missing picture. I really think that Dawn and Candace shivers in their boots anytime the real pictures of Summer and what she looked like at the time she came up missing is put out there for the world to see. I know that, they do not want widespread of
Yeah.
Summer's pictures, and that allows us to know that there's more people
Something ain't right.
involved. There's more people involved in this than just the Wells,
Yep.
right? So I don't know.
But all right, honey. I hate to do this to you, but you got things you got to do, so go do it.
I do, and I appreciate
But
it.
thank
God
you.
bless.
God bless you too, honey. You stay good. Well, hello everyone. Thank you, PG, for being here. I told you I wasn't going to be evil. Now listen, chat. Okay, I didn't want to break out the hammer on y'all, but a lot of things. Okay, I understand we got a lot of different feelings on things, but fighting and arguing and whatnot, and they say in my chat is not going to happen. If it got to the point. Hi, Brandy. I hope all is well with you, honey. It got to the point where I had to bust out the hammer, which is Ericon. Now he has a no bullshit tolerance rule, and he will do what he has to do. If Ericon is over here blocking or timing out someone, it's for a good reason. Along with Lips, along with a lot of my mods. Sorry, I can't remember all of you at once. Brandy, all of you. Okay, so I had to bust out Ericon for this because this is the most I've ever had in my chat in a very long time, and I needed help. So if you wound up on my block list today, it's for a good reason, and that's because when I say something, it doesn't mean to go through and reword your statement and then keep going with it. Okay, listen. You want it. A lot of parents out there have a special relationship with their kids. Mine is I'm not going to push my son to do anything that he doesn't want to do. Okay, I will not. Period. I have no freaking clue at this moment. But I am going to shut this down. I am getting hungry. And I will let you all go. Thank you, PG, for being here. Thank you all for being here. And much love. And Ericon, welcome back to the Blue Life. Much love to everyone. But I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to go eat. Much love.